You'll get there. Please return to the rental security checkpoint for an item you left behind. I am in the airport and I'm waiting for my flight. One of the hardest things that you could do in life is wait. Waiting is not fun. Waiting will teach you a new language called cussing. Waiting will make you meet God in a way that you never thought that you could or would. The hardest thing in life that you could do is wait. Now I'm going to teach you something really, really quick about waiting. The Bible said that those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength and they will mount up with wings of an eagle. There are hundreds of stories about waiting, but this is something that God taught me about waiting. We live in a world where waiting is a very bad thing. We have been programmed to get on the TSA line. But you can pay and you can expedite it and you can go through TSA pre-checked. When you're hungry, you don't have to wait for food. You can put it in the microwave and pop, it's done instantly. You don't even have to wait for mama to cook a meal. You can go through a drive-through and your food will be ready just like that. Waiting has been contaminated to be the most horrific thing you could do. You used to be able to go and apply for a loan and you would have to wait 2 or 3 weeks. So now you can download an app on your phone and get approved instantly. And so now we have developed an instant gratification. We don't want to wait for love. We want to click a button and instantly find love. And if that person doesn't work, there are 4 more other people that you can click a button to and have a date every single day of the week. Waiting has been distorted to be a horrible thing. I love you too, Michael. But if God told us to wait, why are we living in a world that is so instant? Now watch this. The prince of this world has created a rush that tears down waiting. And so it kills your desire to have patience. And do you know that patience is a part of love? Being patient is a part of love. And so if you don't learn how to wait, then you can't develop patience to let a person in your life evolve into who you need and what you need. If you don't learn how to wait, then the thing that you want right now will be given to you. And you know that saying, if you get it and you rush it, it's going to be too good to be true. And 9 times out of 10, it's not. I studied gold. We know the story of gold. And if you take gold and you put it in the fire, it has to go through 2 very important stages. It has to be put in the fire, and the top of it is a residue, and that residue is taken off, and then it's burned again, and then it goes through a purifying process, and then the surface is no good, and it takes it off, and it goes through this process. And in order for it to be purified, you have to wait for it to burn off the impurities. And so over the course of time, we say to ourselves, what in the world are we waiting for? You're waiting for purification. That means you're waiting for every decision in your life to be right. You're waiting as a single woman for someone to love you or to be involved in a relationship. You're waiting for a job. You're waiting to find an apartment. You might be waiting to find a roommate. You may be waiting for the roommate to find a job so they all can live together. You might be waiting for a car loan. You might be waiting for a doctor's report. Or just like me sitting in the airport, waiting for my plane. And so I watched several planes go by, but yet I'm waiting. But in the process of me waiting, I learned something about myself that I didn't learn before. And the only way I learned this lesson I had to wait. Because once you go through a waiting process in that period, you learn things about yourself, the people you're involved with, and the situation you're waiting for to evolve. See, timing is everything. It really is. And because God is Chronos and He is time, waiting is not an option for Him. It's only an option for us. And living in a world where waiting has become a horrible thing to do, you won't be in connection with Chronos. And Chronos is who God is. He is time. So get this. If the enemy can contort your patience, to him, he is contorting time. And that's who God is. And that is exactly why we do not have the patience, because it was the enemy that said no, instant gratification, where God is saying patience and love go hand in hand. And so if you would just switch the way that you think while you are waiting and get the lesson as to why you're waiting, and once God releases it, you would have learned the lesson to sustain the blessing that God has given you. And so please come out of being impatient. It's hard. It's very difficult to wait, but you must do it, because the greatest lessons are learned through trial and error. And when you're going through trial and error, you're learning how to sustain yourself through the process of you becoming purified. And so the enemy has taken patience and made it a horrible thing, when it is actually an attribute of love. Because if I gave you everything and if God said here, not only will it spoil you, you won't even understand the lesson, nor will you get the experience you need to sustain yourself. Have you ever been with a child, and that child wants something and it wants it right now, and it whines and it cries, and then eventually the mother goes, just here, because she's tired, just take it. And once that child gets it, he destroys it, he takes it for granted, and the mother doesn't even give it where she's thought about it. But then the child will get it, and it was the wrong thing to give the child in the first place, because the mother just got tired of him being impatient. Patient is a beautiful thing. Waiting, it really is a beautiful thing. It's the enemy that told you that it was horrible because he's made this world so fast. But God is patient, and He is love, and He is kind, and He is time. Do not let the enemy contort your patience to kill your waiting, because it's good for you. I love you. Bye-bye. I'm heading to Texas now.